potentially be the opportunity of a lifetime. This could change somebody's life today.
Elise Robinson here at the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs, and I am joined now by two of my favorite people. Terri and Steph are entrepreneurs in residence for the Retail Readiness Academy. It has a nice ring to it.
Yes, it does.
Listen, everybody who has come in this room has shouted y'all out in some capacity or another.
That's so nice. That's nice to hear.
I'm telling you, they are very thankful. They're very thankful. Tell me a little bit about your involvement with this Walmart Road to Open call.
Gosh, so we did the first one last year.
Okay.
And it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal success. What we really were focused on is getting the brands ready to pitch Walmart, right? Like, so this amazing opportunity that Rice provides stakeholders and folks outside of Rice to be able to present to Walmart, present their business to Walmart is important, but also making sure that they are ready for that moment is super important, right? And so our job is really to make sure that the brands are ready, and then doing some of the kind of logistical things of making sure that Walmart knows who they're going to be talking to, and matching folks to who they're going to be interviewed with, those kind of things. But really, our focus is on making sure the brands are ready.
Yeah, Steph, tell me about the lead up, because a lot of folks said, when we walked in here, of course there were those natural nerves, right? But they felt prepared. But this didn't just come today. This has been a long road. That's why it's
been a labor of love. I think that as we think about where the brand started and where they need to be, I think a lot of time within the community and the stakeholders and the consumers that we're serving, they don't have the access to information, right? And fortunately for Terri and I, we've been in their seats a few steps ahead of them. And how do we really democratize that information? How do we make sure that they understand what to talk about, so that they can have the most productive conversation? You don't always have that opportunity to be able to talk to the number one retailer in the world, right? And we want to make sure that people look and feel the part so they can go in with confidence. So, over the last, I would say about month or so, we've been working with them on pitch practice, on how to structure their deck, structure their conversation, and make sure that they're articulating their story, but getting the insights they need for their brands to take the next step as well.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the magnitude of Walmart being here at the Russell Center. The program has grown even from last year to this year, and I suspect it'll keep growing, as more people learn about this. Why is it so important for them to make the stop, not only in Atlanta, but here at the largest Black incubator, if you will, in the world? Why is it so important to be here in this space?
Yeah, I'll start and then I'll let Terri build on that. But I think it's critical for what does Atlanta represent, right? And I think Atlanta has always been known, regardless of industry, about a place where creators exist, where businesses can be built and legacies can be changed, right? And I think the ability for Walmart from Bentonville to the world, right? But realize that a very critical place is Atlanta. By understanding the type of founders we have, the type of businesses and the impact they're making is unprecedented, right? There are a lot of other cities in the world that wish they could be and have Walmart. And like we said, we have grown with them over the year. And I know year 2 has been successful so far. Year 3 is going to be even better. But it's just, it speaks to the volume about the type of businesses that are built here.
Yeah, I mean, just touching on what Steph said, it's really about that uncommon access, right? There's that piece of it, right? So they get to touch a different type of brand. But let's really talk about the fact that the brands that are coming in, they fill a white space on the shelf, right? So this is not like we're doing this because it's not charity work. We're not doing this because it's a nice thing to do. We're doing it because we know who our customers are, and there's some things missing, and the brands that we represent here, they fill that gap, right?
There's
and so
need.
that's why it's just so important that they make this stop, and they will continue to do it because we're giving out fast passes here today, right? And it's because the brands that we are mentoring, the brands that we are preparing, they're ready, and they have a product that is something that is Walmart, that's needed for the Walmart shelf. So it's an important thing that they come here.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep you guys long. I know you still have some more people to talk to, but it's June. Between June and October, what should these folks be doing? I mean, before they head to Bentonville.
Oh, they got to get ready.
Okay.
We tell them, like, getting to this was hard, but now the hard work really starts, right? So we are going to be running them through the paces. We always say we love on them, but we're very hard because we want them to win, right?
Yeah.
So just telling people what they want to hear is not the way to set them up for success. So for these next few months, we're going to be pulling those decks apart. We're going to make sure that the business themselves are strong and that they have the capacity and the ability to be a Walmart supplier, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be really focused on getting them ready.
Yeah. Steph, I want to ask you this in closing. You know, not everyone got the fast pass. You know, there's some folks who came in here empty-handed. I found them to still be just as pleasant, just as encouraged as the folks who did. But, you know, you don't know what happens when they leave out of here.
Yeah.
What do you tell those people who may not have gotten a yes today?
Yeah, I always fundamentally believe that regardless if you have a yes or a no, it's still how can I take the next step forward, right? This moment is for those that didn't get a fast pass is fuel. They're going to be angry. They're going to be in their emotions. They're going to be a little sad and disappointed. But it just is an opportunity to be able to better tell your story, to better position yourself. And I think we've seen it with other brands that even came to pitch today, some that were with us last year that made those improvements and came back, right? Yeah. And I think that it's a journey. And entrepreneurship is never just in a day. A single person doesn't hold that decision. But it's critical to make sure that you hear what the feedback was, but keep moving forward and use it as motivation that somebody didn't believe in my mission today, but I'm going to make sure that I'm ready. So next time I sit in front of somebody, it's not going to be a question. It's a definite yes. So let's keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
We're all used to no's. If you don't hear a no in entrepreneurship, you're not an entrepreneur.
Listen, you're not an entrepreneur. Well, listen, we appreciate this fantastic advice. We love you guys here. We're so thankful for the work you do. I mean, I don't even know how you do it. Continue to look for a lot of energy, but we do. We notice the work, we feel it, and we really appreciate what you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.